Darrell Forte, Chief of Police of the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. The laboratory put on a program, the CSI program, where they expose 10th and 11th graders primarily to some of the techniques that the crime scenes use and some of the positions that they have at the crime scene lab, like DNA, fingerprint analysis, and things like that at Lincoln Preparatory and Central High School. And they learned a lot of things, and it culminated when they had 5 mock exercises in the parking lot of our crime lab.
Linda Netzel, I'm the director of the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department Crime Lab. I thought the program was outstanding for both the kids that participated and my staff that participated. It was very rewarding for them to see the level of enthusiasm that these kids had for this program. I think the fact that it was a different experience, one of the kids described it as not your regular field trip. And I think it was very beneficial, maybe more so for us than it was for the kids, just because it was out of our routine, away from the stress of the job. And you could truly see the impact on these kids because their faces just lit up when they had a chance to do the hands-on crime scene work, to do the fingerprinting, to see people who have this as a career. It just really seemed to impact these kids in a very positive way. And I think for the staff to see what kind of an impact they have in really just doing what they do every day, I think that was extremely rewarding for all of us to see that.
Today we are at the Central High School Academy of Excellence participating in the first CSI Kansas City workshop for the students here. We have had a forensic nurse who has come and spoken with them about sexual assault and being a victim and all the variety of things that they do in the career of forensic nursing.
I am a forensic nurse examiner, or you might hear us called a SANE. Has anybody heard SANE before? Okay, my husband says I'm insane to do SANE, but that we are sexual assault nurse examiners. That's how we started out. And so obviously if someone comes into a hospital and they have been sexually assaulted, or they would call us in. And we basically use your bodies as our crime scenes.
She also shared some valuable information about how to get into that particular career, what's needed in terms of the academic and education background. But I think what the students were most fond about was she talked about what the salary was that they could make in that particular field.
I believe it's $24 an hour now for starting nurses, their pay. Forensic nurses, their salaries range anywhere from $45 to $70 an hour, depending on how long it takes you to do case. $45 to $70 an hour, yes.
Right now we have a criminalist from the Kansas City, Missouri Crime Lab who works specifically with DNA. And she's going over what she does as a criminalist in the lab. Once evidence is collected and brought into her, she's able to analyze it and help detectives solve crimes.
So DNA, we compare profiles obtained from biological samples and from unknown and known standards. So we talked about the known standards. There can be hair standards, there can be blood, there can be saliva cells, buccal cells. Those are the known ones, and then the unknowns would be anything that was left behind at a crime.
She's also talked a little bit about her background in nursing and her background in a heavy field in the sciences, also give an indication for our students to have some idea of what the track is they need if they're interested in this particular field, what they need to think about studying both now in high school and then going into college.
So you need to make sure you take good notes and that you have everything documented correctly. And also education. A bachelor's degree in a hard science is required, so biology, chemistry, physics, or something along that sort is a requirement.
I learned about the fingerprints and how they can pick them up from things, and they can get them from lots of places. And we learned about the mobile lab and all the things, how they can take like your phone and your laptop and your computer and get stuff. And we learned about the blood splatter and how you can tell the direction and who did it and when they did it.
My favorite part was the bloodstain patterns. I don't know why, but it just it intrigued me. I felt like the dimensions between the blood splatters were pretty interesting to see how physical force can make things happen.
So bloodstain pattern analysis is basically looking at blood, looking at the patterns, figuring out how they were made, and then figuring out, basically trying to answer the question, what happened?
The part that I like the most would definitely have to be blood spatter analysis.
I liked his presentation the most when he talked to us about the blood spatter patterns.
Now, if you watch it on TV, you're probably going to get a little confused because it seems like there's one person that does everything, right? They're determining the cause and manner of death. They're at the autopsy. They're actually interrogating people. That's what really a detective does. Interrogating means ask people questions, right? They're also in a crime laboratory processing evidence. That's a different job, right? Some people are like the bloodstain pattern analyst.
And yeah, it helped me really get a better understanding of how they solve crime scenes.
I learned that you can tell where the blood came from or what they used that caused the splatter by the tail of the blood or the direction it's going to. And if the dots are close in contact, then it would be it was a direct shoot and it wasn't at an angle.
My favorite week would probably have to be when they taught us how to fingerprint. I really enjoyed it because it was hands-on. And as well, the mock crime scene, that was really hands-on, and I liked that a lot.
Until you start to see fingerprints develop and just kind of twist it and keep, yeah. And if you think you need a little bit more powder, feel free, but make sure you get a lot of the dust off of there.
My best part was actually working the crime scene. No, I actually think it was when they showed us the tour of the crime lab, actually inside the place. That was real neat. I like that a lot.
We do take prints. We take prints at the morgue as well. So we'll do 10 prints, all 10 fingers. We'll do 4 fingers, we'll do palms. Sometimes we'll do their feet if they're barefoot, depending on the situation.
The crime lab was excellent. It was I had a really fun time. It was something out of the ordinary, not like your regular field trip, but it was educational and it was fun.
I think it's very important with the fact that they're building the $70 million facility in this neighborhood. So when the neighborhood kids are walking past this building, one, they're going to wonder what's going on inside, and two, how can I be a part of it? And I think this opens up perhaps a new thought, a new recognition that these jobs in science and technology are something that they should be interested in. And it's not just a building up on the hill that they don't know what's going on inside, but something to aspire that when they go to college or if they choose to go to grad school, these are jobs in science and technology that they can be a part of and have a very rewarding career in doing so.
I think it's nice for especially inner city kids because they don't get to, they don't get a lot. It's inner city schools. I think it's real nice, especially the kids that get to go. I think they should make the best of it and learn what they can because we only in school for so long. There's only so much we can learn.
Well, I liked the program itself. I wish that there was a more direct approach to the CSI field, I guess, because instead of having a mock crime scene investigation, I'm one of those people who'd actually want to be hands-on and touching actual real bodies, or in the late in printing, going to an actual crime scene, even if like the crime scene might have already been brought up and looked into, but I would have loved to go into someone's house that has been like that a crime scene has happened in and touch it and feel it hands-on, because I feel like that would have touched my heart. I would have felt drawn into the subject more. But I liked it in general because it was a better approach for those people who are vain in heart, people who can't see blood, and people who can't see bodies without feeling the need to puke. I felt it was like a more generalized approach, and I appreciated that because some people don't learn like others.
I think that more schools should get this opportunity to have this type of program in their area. It'll help kids get the better opportunities that we have here today, so they can further expand their career options, or if they're looking into criminology, they can pursue their career choice and, you know, get some mentors or leaderships or advice from people that are already in the field, and you know, just a better understanding of what they had to actually do to make it to this point, beyond that point, and just be successful in this field.
Moving on now, an innovative new program teaching Kansas City's urban core high school students about forensic science.
Some Kansas City high school students are getting a new task, busting bad guys, and they're getting a chance to work inside the KCPD crime lab. How cool is that?
Employers now are looking for kids who have experience with hands-on opportunities, and it saves them in job training, and kids know exactly what they're going into, and it helps them make decisions as to where they want to go.
Well, Kansas City is preparing to open a new multi-million-dollar crime lab.
Yeah, and today students from Central Academy are learning what it takes to be a crime scene investigator.
I like all types of detective shows, like Psych. It came on Ion, and and like when I see those type of shows, I see how much work they put into it. You know, the money is there, but I think, you know, just giving back to the community and see who's done this side. I think that's the best part about it.
The teens are learning how to observe and record evidence and then conduct tests to determine how someone died.
Students getting hands-on experience with tools used at actual crime scenes.
The fingerprint kit contains the black graphite powder and a fingerprint brush for each of the kids.
Then there's evidence collection.
Imagine being given the task of solving a crime and you're 17 years old. Well, that's the job a handful of KC school students were given. It's all part of a new hands-on approach to learning that school officials will help students interested in math and science-based careers.